Hello, yogis. Welcome to a Vinyasa flow. We're going to do something a little different this practice. We're going to use some similar movements throughout the entire class, just building on them over time. As we add on, things might be a little more challenging. Always just being mindful of what your body's capable of, not pushing it too far. There's some things you can try, but if you're not interested in trying, you just stick with what we did in the previous set. So we will get started in a child's pose. So come to the middle of your mat. You can spread your knees apart. If this feels like too much, just keep your knees together. Hips back towards your heels. And then if your arms need to be back behind you, perfectly okay. Or stretch your arms forward. So working on a little hip and shoulder opener and a place of grounding to start our practice. Starting a meditation, and with that meditation comes a more concentrated breath. An ujjayi breath where we constrict the throat so we can create some vibration, a little texture to the breath, drawing it in and out through the nose, lengthening it, letting the lungs and the rib cage expand, opening parts of the body that might be a little stagnant, a little sleepy. And just taking a moment or two with that breath to tune into how we're feeling today, what energy we're bringing to our practice, and honoring that. Add a little noise or sound to your breath. So a little bit of an oceanic wave sound. Maybe like a snore, a little rumble. So as you set your breath, you set your intention, your cadence for the class, a little bit like a metronome. You breathe in and out with your movements. And then let these breaths linger a little longer. Inhaling with each exhale, a little bit more softness, a little release to the muscles. Begin walking your hands over to the right side of your mat. Notice if your left hip lifts up. Drag your left hip down, your left rib cage, the outside of your left shoulder. If you've got more room here to stretch the side body, you can walk your left hand on top of your right. Breathing into that side body stretch. Walk your hands over to the left. Roll the right hip, the right rib cage, the right shoulder down. Lengthen through the right side body. And breathe into it. Right hand can always cross on top of your left, giving you that little bit of extra. Big full inhales and exhales. Intentionally managing the breath here to bring a little heat to the body, warming things up from the inside out, preparing you for your class. Walk hands back to the center. Push the pads of your fingertips into the mat. Maybe you walk them a little further so your palms lift up, your elbows lift up, your armpits roll towards each other. Send your tailbone back so you're lengthening out through the sides of the rib cage and the spine. Breathe into the length. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up to a tabletop position. Readjust your tabletop. So your hands are under your shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, index finger reaching towards the top of your mat. Knees under your hips, tops of your feet onto the mat. We'll take some cat-cows here, warming up the spine. Take an inhale to lift your gaze. Peel your shoulders back and bring your chest through. Exhale, pull your abdominals in, chin tucks to your chest. Look up at your belly button, round through your shoulders. Inhale, come forward, open up the front. Exhale, compress. Moving the spine in opposite directions here. Using your breath to move from one to the next. Taking this on your own, moving a little quicker, a little slower. This feels good to you. Maybe taking a little more movement through the hips and the shoulders, a little roll side to side. A little massage to the wrists, the tops of the feet, the knees, the shoulders, the neck. Return to center. We'll take one more big full inhale. Lift the gaze up. Cow pose. Exhale. Round in. Push the hands into the mat. Tuck the chin in. And return to a neutral spine. Take an inhale to lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Push your left hand into the mat. Reach and twist. Exhale, thread the needle, right hand behind your left wrist, rolling your right shoulder or maybe your right ear down to the mat. Stretching the outside of the shoulder, your left hand can stay where it is. Reach forward, wrap around your back. Experimenting a little bit, and then finding the stillness. Big full inhales and exhales. Left hand returns under your shoulder. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, place your right hand down. Inhale your left arm up, push into your right hand, twist a little with your torso, and then thread the needle left hand behind your right wrist. Drop your left shoulder, your right ear towards the mat. And experiment with your right arm, moving it around. You can find that nice opening and breathe into it. Big inhale. And exhale. Soften things up. Right hand under your shoulder. Inhale, left arm up towards the ceiling. A little more twist. Exhale, your left hand down to the mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, push up and back for a downward facing dog. Move this first one around a lot. Bend the knees, move the ankles, maybe a little wag of the tail, shifting through the shoulders, release through the head, maybe a little neck circle, release. And then let's set it up. Hands out in front of you, fingers spread wide, and index fingers reaching towards the top of your mat, palms pushed down. Push your shoulders way back towards the back of your mat and lengthening out through your arms. Lengthen through your spine. Push your tailbone up and back and drag your heels down. Push your chest a little closer to your thighs, making that V shape just a little bit tighter. Equal weight into your hands and feet. Look back at your feet. Your toes are facing forward, feet parallel and right under your hips. Hips with distance. Big inhale. Exhale, push back. One more big full inhale. Exhale, push back. Roll your shoulders towards each other. Lengthen and push back. Heels draw down. Bend your knees deeply. Send your tailbone up a little higher. Look forward and come into a plank pose. Strong plank. Readjust as you need to. Knees can always drop down to the mat. Kick your heels back. Lift up to the backs of your knees. For most of us, hips down a little bit. Shoulders over your wrists. Long through the spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Big full inhales and exhales as we build heat. The tendency is to let your breath become a little quicker, a little more labored, but part of our yoga is to slow that down.
Push back up to your downward facing dog. Hips up and back, long through the backs of the legs. Breathe in. And out, exhale. Bend your knees. All right, just about an inch off the mat. Tailbone lifts a little, look forward, shift forward to your plank pose. And always welcome to stay on your knees and work with air. And then we'll move right knee taps down. Inhale up, left knee down, and back up. We'll do 4 more sets. Right knee, left knee, 2. Right knee, left knee, 3, 4, and 5. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Shift the weight way back, drag the heels down. Inhale, exhale to lengthen. Inhale to come forward. Hold the plank strong, shoulders over the wrists. Right foot taps to the side. Bring it in. Left foot out. Bring it in. Right. Left. 2. Right. Left. 3. Right. Left. 4. Right. Left. 5. Squeeze the elbows in really tight to your rib cage and slowly lower all the way down. Again, option to do this on your knees. Chest comes down first. Count of 5, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, tuck your toes, tops of your feet onto the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs together, elbows towards your rib cage. Inhale, push your hips down and lift your chest up for a cobra pose. So as you pull your elbows back, your chest comes forward. Pushing the hips down, you can engage the muscles of the low back. And then lift your hands up to hover slightly. Squeeze your elbows in. Push your lower body down. Breathe. Open your arms to the side for Purna Salabhasana. Lift your legs up. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Looking for a compression of the muscles all along the spine. And then reach your arms out in front of you. Interlace your fingers. Take a steeple grip and reach. Stretch. Long as you can. Breathe into the length. Hold it 1 more breath. Big inhale. And then exhale, lower your hands to the mat next to your shoulders. Push the tops of your feet down. Squeeze your elbows in. You can tuck your toes, lift your knees if you'd like. And then we're going to slowly count of 5, lift all the way back up to our plank pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale to downward facing dog. Reset your downward facing dog in your breath. Big inhales, big exhales. Lengthen it and push it back. Inhale your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Keep the hips square, pushing the chest back, sole of your foot towards the ceiling. Exhale, come forward, bring your knee to your elbow. Hover it there. Without shifting anything else, bring your knee down to your wrist. Elbow, wrist, elbow. 1 more time, wrist and elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee through. Step your foot in between your hands. It's okay to work it up there. Take a few times. Finding this runner's lunge. Right foot faces forward, knee over your ankle. Kick your left leg back. Pull up to the back of your left knee. Square your hips, right hip down, left hip up, abdominals in. Kick your heel back, lengthen your torso. Push your hands into the mat and start to lift your hips, shifting your hips back. Maybe your right toes lift off the mat and your left heel stretches down, stretching up the back of both legs. Torso can drape a little forward, square the hips. Big breath in and breathe out. Inhale to come forward, back to your runner's lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale up. Crescent lunge. Take a moment here, let things shake out. A little bit of wiggling, a little bit of wobbling until we find center. Gaze forward, chin level, shoulders soft. Sweep the arms back for Dakasana arms. Chest comes a little forward. Kick out of your left heel, lengthen your left leg, crown of your head forward. Spine nice and straight. Inhale, arms up over your head. Bend your left knee. Step forward into a chair pose. Sit low into your chair pose. Chest lifts, tailbone sticks back. Pull your abdominals in. Exhale, Dakasana arms, sweep them back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest. Sit a little bit deeper, a little bit more back behind you. Inhale, arms up. Chair pose again. Palms face each other. Chin level. Reach back, Dakasana arms. This time lift up onto your toes. Push your heels forward. Coming into a balancing chair. Breathe in. Breathe out. Heels down. Inhale up, Tadasana. Flip your left palm to the ceiling. Grab it with your right fingers around your wrist and push up and over for a half moon. Ground your feet. Pull all the way up the left side of the body with your right hand. Open up, stretch and reach. Breathe into the left side. Inhale back to center. This time circle your left hand around your right wrist. Pull it up tall and push the hips to the right. Reach up and over. Trying to keep the body in a nice straight plane. Big breath up the right side. Push. Inhale back up to center. Arms up, maybe look up, mountain pose, ground to your feet. Reach up tall, exhale, forward fold. So hands can come through center, or take a big swan dive forward in your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins or thighs, slide them up until your spine is straight, parallel to your mat. Long through the back of the neck, eyes look down. Forward fold again, hands to the mat. Step back and find your plank pose. This time we'll lower all the way or halfway. Chaturanga, squeezing the elbows in. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, hips square, sole of your left foot faces the ceiling. Exhale, come forward. Knee to elbow. Kick the heel back. Lower the knee to the wrist. Lift it up. Knee to wrist. Lift it up. Knee to wrist. Lift it up. Inhale back. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Bring your foot through. Step it in between your hands. Left foot forward. Knee over your ankle. Kick your right heel back. Lengthen your right leg. Square your hips. Pull your abdominals in, lengthen through your spine, and then push back. And in this pyramid kind of posture where you're stretching the backs of both legs. Your right heel might be off the mat, but it's reaching towards the mat. You can always lift your left toes up if you've got a little more stretch to the back of your leg. Drape your torso long. Breathe in. Then breathe out. Inhale, come forward into your lunge. Plant your feet, squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale up, high crescent lunge. And taking a moment here, letting things settle. Breath calm, eyes focus. Breathe in. Exhale, Dakasana arms, sweep them back, kick back, reach forward. Palms face down, shoulder blades squeeze, abdominals in. Inhale, arms up. Bend your right knee. Step to your chair pose, sit low. Sit back and down, shift the weight back to your heels. Pull your abdominals in, lift your chest a little. Exhale, Dakasana arms, sweep them back. Shoulder blades squeeze, chest opens, fingers reach back, sit a little lower. Inhale, arms up, stay low in your seat. Exhale, release your arms back behind you. Lift your lift your heels. Send them forward towards the front of your mat. And chest lifts a little bit. Breathe in. Breathe out. Heels down. Inhale all the way up to Tadasana. This time we'll take our right hand to the outside of our right thigh and just stretch our left arm up and over as we slide our right hand down. Big breath in and exhale, reach. Switch that up. Right hand up, left hand down your left thigh, reach up and stretch over. Big inhale, big exhale. Arms up, Tadasana, reach up, look up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back and find your flow, or skip it and meet in a downward facing dog. Second back, downward dog. We'll move through that one breath, one movement. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step the foot through. Find your lunge. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, Tadasana arms, sweep them back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, step to chair pose, sit back and down. Exhale, Tadasana arms, sit low, chest up. Inhale, arms up. Sweep the arms back. Lift the heels up. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Push the heels down. Inhale all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back and find your flow. Or meet in downward facing dog. Let's take it on the other side. One breath, one movement. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step your foot through. Inner thighs engaged. Inhale up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, Tadasana arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, step to chair, sit back. Arms back behind you, lift the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, Tadasana arms, lift the heels, pushing forward, lift your chest, sit down a little lower. Heels down, arms up, reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back and find your flow. Downward facing dog. Big full inhale, big exhale. Reset your dog, push back a little bit. Reset your breath. Reset your intention and focus. We'll add on a little more. Inhale your right leg up. This time we're going to take right knee to left elbow. Pull it in tight. Inhale, extend it back behind you. Exhale, step your foot through, low lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, arms up over your head, crescent lunge. Reach your arms back behind you, Tadasana arms. This time, option to step into a full airplane if you'd like, or stay here. The Tadasana pose. Sorry, I'm wobbly there. Strong to your standing leg. Focus one spot, squeeze the inner thighs. Extend your left leg back. Inhale back to chair pose, sit low. Reach your arms back, lift your heels up, balancing chair. Heels down, inhale up, Tadasana. Plant your right leg, lift your left leg up. One-legged Tadasana. Option to extend your leg forward if you'd like. Figure four. Bend your left ankle over your right knee. Sit a little lower. Hands to heart center. Hips back. Shift the weight, pull your abdominals in, lift your chest. Gaze one spot. Breathe in. Exhale, sit lower. Inhale up, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, find your lunge. Place your hands onto the mat. We're going to take a side plank. So options, so many options for this. You can just step your right leg back and roll over. You can always drop your left knee down to the mat and extend your right leg back. So taking your side plank of choice, stacking the ankles, the hips, and the shoulders. Gaze up, breathe in, breathe out. We're going to take one little side twist here. Thread your right hand behind your left wrist. Inhale back up, reach up. Exhale to plank pose. Lower half layer all the way. Inhale up, dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, cross it over. Left knee to right elbow. Hold it. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step your foot through. Find your lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale up. High crescent lunge. Option to go into just Takasana arms or take your full airplane pose. Sweep the arms back. Strong through your focus in your standing leg. Energy through your right foot. Body down. Squeeze the shoulder blades, palms face down, stretch back. One more big inhale. Exhale, meet in chair. Hips down. Swing your arms back. Balancing chair. Lift the chest. Sit the hips down. Heels up. Heels down. Inhale back up. Tadasana. Shift weight to your left leg. Lift your right leg up. 90 degrees. Option to extend. Breathe in. Figure four. Place your right ankle over your left knee. Send your hips back. Bring your thumbs to your sternum. Shift the weight back. Pull the belly in. Lift the chest. Sit a little lower. Maybe a little flex through your right foot. Inhale back up. Arms over your head. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back for your plank pose. We'll take side plank on the other side. Rolling over to the right arm. Stack the right shoulder over your right wrist. Your ankles over each other, your hips. Stretch your left arm up. Maybe you gaze up to challenge your balance. Breathe in. A little bit of shaking is okay. Breathe out. We'll take the thread, the needle, left hand comes behind the right wrist, little twist, challenging the balance. Inhale, left arm up, reach up. Exhale, roll to your plank pose and find your flow. Inhale up, dog or cobra. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Take that again, adding a little more challenge. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring the foot through. Inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale, airplane pose. Sit to chair pose. This time press your thumbs to your sternum, lift your chest. We'll take a twist to the right. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your knee, or as close as you can. Look down at your knees are in alignment, your hips are in alignment. You can push palm to palm and rotate your sternum up towards your thumbs. Hips level, right hip drags down. Lengthen your spine and twist, look over your shoulder. Inhale back to center. Stand up tall. Transfer weight to your right leg. Lift your left leg up. Find your figure four. Sit down and back. Breathe into it.
Inhale back up. Exhale, hinge forward. Step it back. We'll find our plank, side plank pose. Roll over to the left to reach up. Stack the shoulders and hips. Exhale, round in. Thread the needle. Inhale up. Exhale, hand to the mat. And find your flow, lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale up, dog or cobra. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to elbow, crossover. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step your foot through. Squeeze the inner thighs, inhale up. Crescent lunge. Option to go to airplane pose. Stretch the toes back, square the hips. Breathe in. Exhale to chair pose, sit low. Thumbs to the sternum, lengthen up and twist to the left. Right elbow to the outside of your right knee. Do a quick check that your knees are in alignment, your hips are level. Push your elbow into your thigh and twist, rotate your sternum to your thumbs. Look up behind you over your left shoulder. Shift the weight a little back, tailbone down. Long through your spine, twist. Breathe in, sit a little lower. Inhale back to center. Stand up tall. Transfer weight to your left leg. Lift your right leg up. One-legged Tadasana. Cross the foot over. Sit a little lower. Hips back and down. Shift the weight back. Inhale up. One-legged Tadasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, lunge. Roll over, side plank. Stack it up. Exhale to thread the left hand behind the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, find your flow. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Reset. Big inhales, big exhales. We're going to add on a little more this time. So adding on some arm balancing challenge. Take them if you like. If not, feel free to skip. Most of us aren't too far from the floor, so you can always experiment. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee into your right tricep. This is hurdler's pose. You can bend your elbows, finding those chaturanga arms. And maybe you start to extend your left leg off the floor. Breathe in. Exhale, step it back down, three-legged dog. And release your foot through. Inhale up. High crescent lunge. Option to airplane. Inhale up. Chair pose, sit low. Palms press. Lengthen your spine and twist to the right. Option here for arm balance. To take a side crow. Hands come to the side of you. Elbows again, make that little chaturanga shelf for your thigh. Maybe you extend and scissor your legs out. You can always stay in your twisted chair. Returning to your twisted chair. Inhale back to center. Stand up tall, Tadasana. Bring weight to your right leg. Lift your left leg up. Cross your left foot over and sit low into your chair pose. Sit down and back. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Take your left peace fingers and wrap them around your big left toe. Stand up holding onto your toe. This might be where you stay from here. If you'd like to go a little farther, you can start to extend your left leg forward. If you want more, you can extend it out to the side, extending your right arm out. Maybe you look over your right shoulder. Room, got an obstacle. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to the mat.
Step back. This time a little challenge in our side plank. Take your right peace fingers, grab around your right big toe. You can just take whatever side plank you'd like. This is just a challenge. And then holding onto your big toes, you roll onto the left side, outside of your foot. And start to extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Oops. Breathe out. You can hold onto your foot and step it all the way back up to your lunge. Step back and flow. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Let's try that again. Shift over a little bit here. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left knee to your tricep. Get that hurler's pose, so you bend your elbows, chaturanga. So a little support with your right elbow, your right hip. Extend your leg. Nose is about an inch off the floor, so if you fall, no big deal. And extend it back. Three-legged dog. Step your foot through, find your lunge. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Sweep your arms back. Asana. Exhale to chair pose. Sit down, hands to the heart. Lengthen through your spine and twist. And maybe you stay right here, working on a deeper twist. Option to take this side crow. Bending the elbows to create that chaturanga. And maybe you scissor your legs out. Returning back to your chair pose. Stand up. Transfer weight to your left leg. Right leg up. Bend your right knee. Figure four, sit back and down. Take your left hand to your hip. These fingers wrap around your big right toe. Stand up with your foot. Working to stand up tall. You check that off. You can start to extend your leg forward. Option to extend your leg out to the left. Excuse me, right hand out to the left. Maybe you gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe in. Inhale back to center. One-legged Tadasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, find your lunge. Peace fingers, options for side plank around your big toe. And slowly roll over to your outside of your right foot. And extend your left leg up, holding onto your toe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Exhale, step it back. Hands to the mat, step back. Find your flow. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more round here. See where we can go with this. Big inhales, big exhales. Always welcome to take a break. One more round of breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step your foot through. Find your lunge. Inhale up. By crescent lunge. Take Dikasana, sweep the arms back. Bring the torso down, leg up. Inhale up. One-legged Tadasana, left leg up. Stretch your leg forward. We'll take our figure four. Instead of sitting down this time, you stay upright. You can take the half lotus or traditional hatha style. I'll turn sideways to demonstrate this. So you can use both hands and just pull your foot up a little higher towards your hip. This might be enough for you. And we can move into toe stand, bringing your hands to the center of your chest, gazing forward, hinging at your hips. Maybe you don't go all the way. If you can shift the weight forward, land to your hands, lift up onto your right toes, and then safely bend your right knee over your lifted right heel. Walk your hands back to frame your hips. Level your knees, lengthen your spine. Bring your left hand up to your chest.
Maybe your right hand lifts, maybe you gaze and hover off your heel. Hands back. Twist, that was awkward. And then slowly start to lift your hips up, returning and meeting back in our half lotus or hatha tree pose. One-legged Tadasana. Maybe extend your leg and step it back, opening up for a warrior two. Ground into your warrior two, sit low. Big inhale, big exhale, sit down, sit low. Knee over your ankle, right toes forward, left foot parallel with the edge of your mat, left leg straight and long. Big inhale, stretch your arms wide, chin to your shoulder, gaze forward. Straighten out your front leg. Turn your toes out, bring your hands over your head. And exhale, bend your knees, thumbs to your sternum. Sitting into your star pose, sitting into your horse pose. Toes face out, knees face out. Tuck your tailbone slightly, lengthen your spine, shoulders over your hips. Ground through your feet, pull up through your pelvic floor. Abdominals engage, breath calm, eyes focus. Breathe in, finding a static pose. Breathe out. You sit a little lower, chest up. Breathe in, breathe out. Straighten your legs, star pose, extend your arms. Turn your feet parallel to each other, toes can be slightly in. Open up through your chest and fold forward, leading with your chest. Coming all the way down. Forward folding, so yogi's choice here. You can just hang heavy, hands underneath your shoulders. You can take twists here. You can even move into a headstand if you can safely work your headstand. You straddle up. You just take a tripod stand. Stretching the backs of your legs is always a great option. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale all the way back up, star pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior, sweep it up and back. Exhale, side angle, elbow to knee. Always welcome to take the binds, the half binds. Push your elbow gently into your knee, rotate your torso, chin to shoulder, stretch up, stretch down. Kick your right foot down, lengthen through your left leg. Breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat, step back, and find your flow. Meeting in downward facing dog. Big inhale, big exhale, push back. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step your foot through. Inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale to Tadasana. Stretch it back. Inhale all the way up, one-legged Tadasana, maybe extend. Exhale, we'll take our hatha tree or half lotus or option toe stand. So using your hands, you can lift your right heel up towards your hip and slowly release your right knee down. This is a great hip opener. Fine place to stay, holding onto your foot, or maybe you move into your toe stand and hinge your hips well. Hands to the mat, and lift your left heel, bend your left knee. Level out your knees, walk your hands to the sides of your hips. Find length through your torso. No matter where you are, finding length. Left thumb to your sternum, right thumb to your sternum. Maybe you lift your gaze and hover off your heel. Hands to the mat. Return back to your hatha tree.
And open up into your warrior two. Extend your arms, right foot to the floor, right leg straight, bend through your left knee. Big breath in, settle a little deeper, open up your arms a little wider so the shoulders are in one line. Chin comes over your left shoulder, reach, sit low, straighten up left leg, turn your feet, star pose, hands press, thumbs to sternum, bend your knees, sit low, tuck your tailbone. Option if you'd like to take some twists, you can lean forward and twist, you can twist side to side. You can just stay where you are, sitting low. So just take some options here that feel good to you. Maybe you just want to challenge your breath a little bit, sit low. And then open your arms wide. Turn your feet parallel, hinge at your hips. Take a nice stretch here. If you've got something else you'd like to do, great. Otherwise, just enjoy this back body stretch. Finding a little more length. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe a little pull as you roll the hips forward, lengthening the forehead down to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale up to our star pose. Exhale, open to your warrior two. Left knee forward, bent. Left leg forward, right leg back. Arms stretch in opposition, flip your front palm, stretch it forward, up and back, reverse your warrior. Opening up your side body. Again, option to take the half binds. Breathe in. And find our side angle. Option to take full bind if you'd like, threading the hands through. If your chest collapses, stay where you are. So lots of options here. Breathe in, breathe out. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back and find your flow. Big breath in. Big breath out. Walk your hands back. Back to your feet. Back to a nice forward fold. Hang heavy in this forward fold. Release. Always can bend the knees. Release the spine long, the head heavy. You can ragdoll this if you want to grab opposite elbows. Get a little more length out of our spine here. And hands to the mat. Toe heel your feet out to the edges of your mat. Taking Vinyasa squat. Elbows press into your knees. Thumbs to your sternum. Push the feet in. So similar to our horse pose, pushing your knees back. You're lifting through your pelvic floor, long through your spine. So you can stay here. If you'd like to challenge, maybe you take a flying frog. Maybe you twist a little bit. It's taking a few moments to explore or deepen. Flying frog, you place your hands on the mat. Bend your elbows. Shift your weight forward. Gaze in between your fingers. Maybe lift one foot to the other. Maybe both. Round through your belly. And none of these postures are very far off the floor. These arm balancing, so. And nobody's watching, so it's a great time to practice. Falling on your nose is part of learning some of these. Then we'll take some optional froggy jumps here. So hands to the mat in front of you. You just pick up and land. Pick up and land. Two more here. And land. Walk back to your downward facing dog. We'll take half pigeon on the right. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Scoot your right ankle up a little further. Extend your left leg back. So we've done a lot of figure fours in class today, standing. If this feels like too much, you're welcome to roll over and take one of those on your back. Place a block under your hip. Moment to let the hips settle, find your alignment. And then you can start to recline forward. And finding that stillness. With the stillness of your body comes the stilling of your mind, the slowing of your breath, your heart rate. Bringing that focus to the hips, to find opening. Noticing if it's too intense, too painful, you back off. Otherwise, you surrender into the stretch, the opening, the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. 4 more long, full inhales and exhales. And find that snoring sound, that compression of the throat. That breath is all your energy there, in and out. Each exhale, you release a little more, a little deeper. And 1 more big full inhale. And exhale. Hands under your shoulders. Push yourself up. You're going to roll onto your right hip. Swing your left leg out in front of you. Interlace your fingers around the ball of your foot and start to extend as you lift your chest forward. Pulling your toes back, kicking your heel out, stretching up the back of your leg. And then find your breath. Let things soften, lengthen. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your left foot and put it to the outside of your right knee. Lower your left hip down. If your left hip doesn't sit down, you can extend your right leg out in front of you towards the top of your mat. Hips level. Left hand behind you, fingers face towards the back of your mat. Stretch your right arm up and over. You can push your left knee away and grab for your right knee, your towel, or just hug onto your left knee, rolling your left hip down. Abdominals straight and strong. Chest lifted, turn and twist. Little tug on your knee to give a little deeper rotation, chin level, eyes back. You can always wrap around, take vines. Always an option to take it a little further if you'd like. Inhale back to center. Release your arms, swing your left leg back behind you. Push yourself up. Your downward facing dog. We'll take that on the other side. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale left knee towards your left wrist. Stretch your right leg back. Good place to evaluate. See if you need to roll over or if you need a block. Lengthen your leg behind you. Square your hips. And then if you're ready for more, you can take it deeper. 5 long breaths here. Bringing energy in, releasing toxin, releasing tightness, releasing tension. You have the power to send that breath, that energy, to parts of your body with focus and intention. Two more big inhales and exhales. Hands under your shoulders. Lift your torso. Roll onto your left hip. Swing your right leg around. Bend your right knee. Interlace your fingers under the ball of your foot and start to extend your right leg forward. Keep your chest lifted. Always use a strap here. Intention is to pull your toes back and kick your heel out. Even if your knee is bent, it's just a really nice stretch up the back of your leg. Eventually breathing in. Never going too far, so you're pulling and straining too much. Soften with your breath. Place your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Option to straighten your left leg. Right hand behind you. Stretch your left arm up and over. Hold on to something. Pull your right hip down. Abdominals in. Stretch up tall. Turn and twist. And options to bind. Whatever feels good. Give you this last lengthening through the spine and then twisting, look over your shoulder. Inhale back to center. Roll your right leg all the way back around behind you. Push up into your downward facing dog. Bellow it out. Last downward facing dog of class. Take a nice big exhale to push everything back. Lengthen the heels down, chest towards the thighs. Breathe in. Breathe out. It's an option to use kind of that froggy momentum we had before, or you can just sit down onto your cross legs. So we're going to bend the knees a little, hop across your legs and shoot them out in front of you. I'll try to demonstrate. Doesn't quite work like that, but and then finding a little boat pose. Slowly lower all the way down. We'll take a happy baby. Extend your soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, knees to bed. You can grab your big toes or the outsides of your feet. Give yourself a little roll around. You can extend one leg. The other leg, maybe you bend the opposite knee. Maybe both legs extend, both knees bend. Last little bit of opening and stretching and rolling, massaging. And bend your knees, give yourself a great big hug, wrap your arms around, pull your spine long, your chin down, your shoulders down, your knees down, and your hips down. Big inhale, and then exhale, let it all go. Legs extend. Maybe they open a little wide. Arms by your side, palms face up. Letting your whole backside body sink into the mat. Letting your front side body roll open. Hips open, shoulders open. Close down your eyes. Close down your thoughts. Let your breath return to normal. Inhale as your belly rises. And exhale as your belly falls. Everything's soft and simple. And a total release onto your mat. Allowing your body to totally accept the work you've done, process it, store that energy you've cultivated, and then carry that with you for the rest of your day. You're welcome to linger in your Savasana as long as you'd like. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.